So what is proxy technology? This has been it's been used by Vedic priests for a very long time. And what happens is that your energetic presence is replicated into what is known as a yantra. And a yantra means machine, that it churns out a particular energy. And so if we have and you might have had a yantra at home, like the one that's showing here is the 5-symbol Srimbrzi yantra. And and the yantra itself is made out of a conducive material. Usually it's copper, sometimes it's 5 metals. It's a conducive material, which means energy can flow through it and it can hold energy. So a yantra is a machine because it churns out the energy of whatever has been imprinted on top of it. Okay. And so what we do is we then imprint your energy into this machine. And what does that look like? It is your name is what represents you, right? It also is so your name represents who you are, your identity, and then your birth details. When you were born, that information is then placed on the yantra. And if we have your nakshatra or birth star, that's also put on the yantra itself. So this energetic machine that's constantly churning energy is imprinted with your identity in this life as much as we can inside of this technology. And once that is done, that becomes your proxy surrogate. And when this is taken to the various locations around India, now your surrogate, this little machine, is being placed inside of the power spots that we're visiting. And so these are all the temples, every single temple for the first 2 trips, right? So the goddess trip and the extension, your yantra will be taken to all of those locations and placed as close as possible to the deity. In fact, your yantra will get closer to the deity, which is inside of the sanctum sanctorum, the holy of the holy, like the holiest place of the whole temple. Your yantra will place there. People can't go there. Only the priest will go. But what has happened in the past is these priests are so accommodating. They'll take this. Was carrying around this huge plate of yantras of everybody, and then he would take it in and place it at the feet of the deity, of the god. And then when he was doing the flower petal offerings and maybe his kumkum or vibhuti, whatever the offerings is being done, he would also have that, he would take that offering and then put it onto the plate. So your yantra will have been touched by the flowers, the vibhuti, the kumkum, the holy water that is offered to the gods in every temple that we're going to. So it is being immersed and steeped in this energized material. And what are these energized materials? These are the 5 elements: water, fire, flowers, food, incense. All of that is being offered to the gods. And then once it's done, then it's placed upon your yantra so that it can further energizes your surrogate, right? Your energy that is contained in this little copper plate. So that's how the surrogate gets created. And then we take it to all these locations so that it's continuing to be energized. So we'll go back to our sharing now. Okay, so that's what a yantra is. That is how the proxy technology works. And then this is an example. This is from prior years. So this is more what your copper plate will look like here. And you can see, like, these are fruits that were offered to the gods. These are flowers that were offered to the god. This is all kumkum that was offered to the god. There are some leaves down here. There's rice covered in turmeric. All this has been offered to the goddess. This looks like a goddess offering because it's kumkum. And that is now placed on top of your yantra. And these yantras just get supercharged. So this will be your surrogate. It'll go to all of the temples. It will look very much like this. Your presence will not only be invoked by this yantra, but also your name and birth star will be read out by the priest at every temple that we go to. So when you're there in person, what happens is you go up as close as you can to where the priest allows the people to go. And then he'll come out and he'll have a tray with usually a flame on it or something like that. And you touch that and you say your name. And then he says a prayer and repeats your name and your birth star. You say your name and birth star, he does the prayer, repeats your name and birth star, so that he's taking your prayers basically to the God inside of the temple, inside of the sanctum sanctorum, the inner section of the temple that people don't go, just the priest goes. So in addition, so when we're there, we're physically saying it ourselves. When you're not there, we give him a list of names and birth stars. He's reading it out. So he has your yantra, and then he's also reading out your name and birth star at every puja and offering that we do, every ceremony that we do. And we're doing a variety of ceremonies. We're doing hydration ceremonies, which is an elaborate thing in India. If you've ever seen it, it's like they're pouring, I think, 11, 12 different types of offerings over the statue. Then they close it up, they rinse, they redress them, then they offer them big food and a light, and then a puja on top of that. So it's quite elaborate. That'll be happening at several different key power spots and temples. A fire ceremony, homas, fire labs will be also performed at key power spots, temples. So you'll be in your name will be invoked in all of them. So throughout I think it's 14 days, not 14 days. It's the first 2 trips. So it's October 14th through the 26th, I believe, 24th. All of this will be happening on your behalf. And there's many different temples that we'll be attending. Not only that, the first trip we're attending temples in one particular area. And then we're moving on to go to Vishwamitra's temple, which is one of my favorite places in the whole world. And it's a very intimate temple where your yantra will be placed right at his feet. Will receive all the blessings of what is offered to him. Then we'll be moving on to Rameshwaram, where there's 22 sin-dissolving wells, where this water is just purified with different qualities of removing impurities. And your yantra will be bathed in those waters, as well as the seawater. So you'll be getting all of what we're doing physically, your yantra will be also experiencing. So that is a bit about how the yantra, how it works, and how you'll be able to kind of connect with the experience through the yantra itself. Now, these sacred power spots are filled with divine energy, and I mentioned several of them. Dr. Pillai says that the siddhas, the yogis, they go to each temple and have a job there to help and bless whoever enters. And he says it can work on your energy body. And so by proxy, when your surrogate, your yantra is entering, also is working on the energy connection of that yantra. So it's as if you're going there. Now, is it exactly the same? No, there's nothing like setting foot in India. There's nothing like touching your physical body to that temple floor and, physically being there and having those experiences. But it is certainly the next best thing. Okay, so that is why we're making it available, so that you can have experiences via this technology, this remote technology, to receive these blessings. And then, of course, you'll be receiving this yantra that shows here. You'll be getting it back it'll be mailed to you. So once you receive it back home, you'll have this little energized machine that can keep kind of churning out the energy that it picked up all throughout India. And then you can place it on your altar, or in any sacred space, or just have it in your room or anywhere you would like to kind of have it give off. And there's nothing you need to do to upkeep it afterwards. So it's not like any other work. Once you receive it, its job is done. So I mentioned that the various temples that we're going to, the different vortexes that your surrogate will be entering. I mentioned the rituals that you'll be participating in via your proxy participation. And then at home. So what's really interesting is that we've never done anything like this particular experience before, because we're going to have a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group, some sort of group where we can also send you information. So as we're moving through these temples and the days that are occurring, and there's multiple temples per day, it's not like it's just one per day. We'll be sending you pictures. We'll be sending you voice notes in the group, of course. I'll be sending off as much as I possibly can. We'll also have someone else dedicated in the group to be sharing this information with you. So as much as we can, kind of taking little audio clips of the priest chanting, we'll do that. Videos, little videos, when we're allowed to take videos of the ceremonies themselves or the temples, and they'll all come to you in little clips. If we're able to live stream, we will try that. I'm not sure if that's something we'll be able to do, but we'll certainly be giving you as much as we possibly can inside of this group that we'll be creating. And this group will only be for those who are participating in the proxy portion of the trip. So it'll be really amazing. We've never done this before, and I'm actually pretty excited to see how you experience India from afar. Other ways you can participate at home, we'll let you know when you have initiations with Dr. Pillai. Those are 3 different initiations that will happen throughout the 9 nights of the goddess. So remember, this is Navaratri. This is the 9 nights of the goddess. Dr. Pillai will be delivering 3 goddess initiations. We're not sure who the goddesses are going to be. We're not even sure exactly when they are. That is all being worked out because he hasn't given us that information just yet. But we'll let you know certainly far in advance. We're just a couple months out, so we'll let you know soon, probably within the next few weeks, of exactly when they'll be. So you can take a bath, you could, in preparation for these initiations, really create your environment at home. We'll help you we'll give you suggestions on what you could do at home to facilitate really being there, like light some ghee lamps or candles, some incense, have some flowers. If you have statues, have the statues available or yantras available. So if you want to just have your holy items around you, create just a beautiful, comfortable environment and just a sacred space for yourself. So we want you to be able to create that. In addition to that, so you'll have that for your initiations with Dr. Pillai. And then you'll also have the daily interactions that we'll be sending notes and pictures and updates of the travels throughout India as we go from place to place and day to day. So here's some details of it. So in your participation, there's different levels. So the first level is 1 initiation with Dr. Pillai. I mentioned there'll be 3. So there's 1 initiation with Dr. Pillai in this level. And then that's fundamental. And the next level, the premier, will be 3 initiations with Dr. Pillai. So all 3 initiations with Dr. Pillai for Navaratri, the 9 nights of the goddess. And then this is the, excuse me, this is the premier. This is where you will be joining us in India. So your energized proxy yantra will be created. It'll be brought to over 40 different temples and power spots throughout India. You will also have 6 interactive mini fire labs, which are happening on the off days. So there's 9 nights of the goddess, right? Dr. Pillai will be giving 3 initiations during that. So the remaining 6 nights of the goddess, we have mini fire labs, which will be conducted by Westerners. So Dr. Pillai's empowered students will be conducting those. And that'll be on the other nights of the goddess. And then, as I mentioned, they'll have the interactive virtual trip, which is how we're going to be communicating with you throughout the week. And of course, lifetime access to all of this content in your website. So those are the options. Now, for this, we also want to make mention that there is a payment plan that will expire soon, and I believe it's at the end of August it'll expire, and it's a 4-month payment plan. So if you need to have some additional time, we're giving you an additional month of paying this so that it's not as hard to participate. And we just wanted to make it as easy as we could for everyone. There is an early enrollment bonus offer, which is if you enroll by August 31st. I don't think we have, we don't have those listed out. But if you do that, we have, you're getting several different days of, one moment. Let me just get that information for you. So there's preparation rituals that are happening in advance when you sign up by August 31st. And those are helping us to kind of get in line with what's occurring. And these are really quite nice. In fact, let me show you this. There you go. So this early enrollment gift is to help cleanse and purify and more deeply connect with the goddess. So we're giving these throughout September. So that's why you would need to register by August. The trip starts October 14th. So we wanted to give a full month and hit the different power times throughout that month that allows the preparation to occur. So what's going to happen is we'll have an Angali fire lab. She is the goddess for wisdom, miracles. She can go deep. She's a divine mother, and that'll happen on the new moon in September. A Varahi fire lab, it'll be either the 5th moon or the 8th moon, because those are her very powerful moon, probably the 8th moon. And she's for protection, destroying negative forces, giving prosperity. Ganesha for removing obstacles will happen on the 4th moon. A Shrimberzi fire lab, which will happen on the full moon. And then Pradosham or karma cleansing hydration ceremonies, which happen on the 13th moons. There'll be 2 of them. So this is the preparatory full month of remedies that will help to just bring the goddess and karma removal and obstacle removal consciousness to you a little more deeply. Now, these are all performed in India on your behalf. They're not live and they're not interactive, but it is all happening for you. So I mentioned Dr. Pillai giving initiations into 3 forms of the goddess. We talked about your Proxy Yantra. We talked about the different power spots and some of the temples that we're going to, several different Varahi temples, several different Angali temples, the big Meenakshi temple in Madurai, which is a very famous temple, Vishwamitra's temple, which I mentioned, which is just absolutely divine. This is Dr. Pillai in Vishwamitra's temple. Rameshwaram, Dr. Pillai's birthplace, where your yantra will be bathed there. Here's the mini fire labs that I mentioned that'll happen on the off days of when Dr. Pillai is not giving his initiations. And then the interaction throughout the week and additional remedies. There you go. And then there's the 4 ways. So I already spoke about this. You have your 1 initiation with Dr. Pillai. You have 3 initiations with Dr. Pillai. You have the premiere, which includes your enrollment in the proxy. And there will be one more way to enroll because they said 4 ways. The one more way to enroll, and that will include additional rituals. We just don't know what those rituals are yet because they're still being created, but they're a larger section of ceremonies. But we wanted to get this offer to you, this service off to you now, because so that you can join before the 31st in order to receive the early bonus rituals and remedies. So that is everything that I wanted to say. So I hope that this gives you a better understanding of how you can travel to India via proxy, what that means, and also kind of being able to connect with this trip, which is going to be incredible. We've never done it like this before. We've never done it so that you are going to be, having interactions, having updates every day. Normally we just take the yantras and then we're off and you just have to tune in inwardly, but this is truly interactive where there'll be a group that receives all these updates and really hopefully feel like you're there and traveling with us. So if you're not able to physically go to India, this is definitely the next best thing. And we hope that this is something that you find useful. Let me see if there's any questions. Rara said, I already joined. I'm so excited. Yay. I'm excited too. Thank you. That's fantastic. Okay. There's a question about writing your birth information. Yeah, so better to just, there's different forms in different countries, right? So the European way and then the US way, just write out your birth date so that we know the month, like August as opposed to 8. And then there's no confusion there. All right. Is it too late to book for the trip? I'm still got to apply for a visa. It's not too easy at such short notice. It's not too late. Okay. So if you're interested in joining the trip itself, we still have spots. You still can join. In fact, August 22nd is a big day because we need to tell our hotels and our internal flights inside of India, we need to confirm them. So if you're able to let us know by August 22nd or just register by August 22nd, because there is an early bird savings that expires for the trip itself by August 22nd. So you will take advantage of that savings. Also, after the 22nd, we cannot guarantee if prices will change, meaning they might go up because the flights are getting booked, and the flight that we're taking inside of India, the domestic flight, is booked up. We've set aside some seats, but we now need to secure them with your name and information, which means we have to pay for them for you. So yeah, and the hotels are booking also. So we need to act fast. So August 22nd is perfect because we can secure your place and how much it'll cost. After August 22nd, we're not sure if it'll cost more. That flight is now booked. So, we did secure a certain number of spots, but we have to release them if they don't get filled. So we do need to hear from you. And even if you're not able to pay by August 22nd, write to us and let us know. I'm seriously coming. I need to, and if you need to put in just a deposit, that's fine too. Just write to us. We will handle your needs in that way. As far as visas, passports, that is all on you in terms of what you need to get. So please research whatever you need to get to India. We do not deal with that in any way. We do not write letters. We do not advise you because it's so unique to every person. So please look into what you need to do to get your passport and your visa to get into India. That's something you need to handle on your own. Once you have that information, let us know. Or if you're waiting on information, let us know so that we just have your status with us. We want to take care of you in every way we possibly can, but we can't do that part for you. All right. Any other questions? I was charged for 5 months instead of 4 months. Yeah, just write to office at Pillai Center. If it's broken down over 5 months, it would probably be less per month. But if you want it 4 months, we'll do that. Or if there was a mistake, we'll definitely straighten it out. So no worries at all. Rara said, I did this course before. It's like being there with the Vasta being there. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for that sharing. It is. It's pretty incredible. Okay, I did answer the question about date information. So yeah, in terms of writing your date, it's a good question because we want to make sure we get your accurate information. We'll be asking for the month, the day, and the year of when you were born. Just make sure you write it out. Instead of September, write instead of 9, write September. This way, there's no translation mistakes. And whatever you need, like the itinerary, things of that nature, we can provide, that is already provided. So if anyone needs that for their visa, that's easy. Could you remind us when Ganesha's birthday is, please? Yeah, so Ganesha's birthday is September 18th. And actually next weekend, we'll be joined by Dr. Pillai, hopefully joined by Dr. Pillai to talk about Ganesha's birthday. Any other questions? All right, I think that's it. So that's all the questions I see. Well, thank you for joining. I hope that I see you in the, I'll pin this so that you guys see the link there. The link is in the end of the video. Hope to see you in our proxy ceremonies. You do have until August 31st. Just make sure that you want to register by then in order to receive the month of preparation ceremonies. And if you have any questions, office@pillaycenter.com. We are here to help. And I hope you have a wonderful week. August 22nd, if you're interested in coming with us physically, we need to hear from you. Even if you can't register by that date, we need to hear from you so that we know who's coming, because we have to start securing our hotels and internal flights. Okay, I think I answered everything. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. All right, folks, thanks again for your time, and I will see you soon. Namaste.